Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to highlight some of the best Steam game deals as a part of the Green Man Gaming Summer Sale, and all of these deals are under the price of $5. Some of these even going under $3, yes, or being $3 and change. A lot of great deals, a lot of super cheap stuff, so let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Dishonored 1 and 2. Dishonored 1 is $3.40, while Dishonored 2 is $2.55. Now, the caveat with Dishonored 2 is that Dishonored 2 goes out of stock all the time on GMG. I think it's just one of those games that a lot of people pick up. They get stock, it goes out of stock, etc., etc. Dishonored 2 is awesome. Dishonored 1 is fantastic, and you should absolutely play these games sequentially. They are great, and they've aged really well. Like, Dishonored 1 had a really unique art style that I just feel like has lent the game to being one of those games that has just aged really well and still looks pretty good. Action games, but you can play them stealthy, you can play them fast-paced, action-heavy approaches. Really, you can go either way. I feel like the more slow, calculated, methodical approach is the way to go. The game is super enjoyable, the games are super enjoyable, and Dishonored 2 I thought was a step up, and Dishonored 2 also has two playable main characters that leads the game to being a little bit replayable. Dishonored 1, the version I'm going to link, is the definitive edition with the DLC, so that's pretty good as well. But check that out, both those super cheap. Next up, we have Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. Yes, Digimon Story Time Stranger is coming out in October. It is legitimately one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year. Yes, at the level of like the Ghosts of Yotes and the biggest games, and you know, I guess throw Battlefield 6 in there now as well. Digimon maybe outranks all of them because I've been a lifelong Digimon fan. I grew up with the IP. I grew up playing the Digimon games. I grew up watching the anime. So obviously there's a bit of a nostalgia bias attached there. But if you're just a fan of turn-based RPGs and the Mon collecting style gimmick to it, this is a really good pickup. The story is fine. It's pretty decent, actually, all things considered. I'm hoping Time Stranger levels up in that regard, but there's a lot of content to the games, and this collection gets you two games. You get Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, so you're getting a lot of content for your dollar. Now, there's a lot of reused content in those games, but, you know, these were lower budget JRPGs that were catered towards the hardcore Digimon fans. Time Stranger looks like it's really trying to be a bigger budget game and being even more accessible to a wider audience, but, you know, that'll be in October, and that's going to be a $70 release that I know not everybody's going to be jumping out of their seat to pick up, but Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition here, $4.50. I think that's a great pickup. Definitely check that out. Next up, Robocop Rogue City Alex Murphy Edition, 92% off for $4.68. This has been one of those deals that I feel like so many people have been gravitating to. The second Robocop got super cheap. Everybody was taken aback, like, wow, it's actually this cheap, and it got down to like $9 initially, then it got down to south of $5, and it's just a ridiculous deal. Robocop is a great time, and, you know, it's not even 2 years old at this point. Look at a game like Lies of P, which Lies of P is tremendous, but that game is older than Robocop and still going for $30. You know, sometimes I like these games that they're good games. You could make the argument, hey, Robocop should hold up in price, but, you know, for the consumer's best interest, I like that it's super cheap, and they have an expansion in Unfinished Business that I feel like more people are now interested in because they bought Robocop on the super cheap, and now they look at Unfinished Business and they're like, hey, I'll spend that, that's only $30, but I digress. $4.68 for Robocop Rogue City Alex Murphy Edition is great. You can get the standard edition for $3.90, really up to you which route you go. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, the Ultimate Edition, which does have the DLC, is available for $4.80. I really enjoyed Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I remember back in the day, I played the Castlevania games, but I wasn't like a hardcore fan when Lords of Shadow came out, but, you know, I did really enjoy Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. Those were the DS games that I was more so into. Not really the older Castlevania titles, like Symphony of the Night at that point. Isn't a game that really hit home with me at that point, but Lords of the Shadow was a third-person action game, and I thought it was pretty well done. Like, visually looked good. I loved the atmosphere to it, the darker tone. For $4.80, it's pretty good. I remember some of the puzzles I didn't love, but overall I enjoyed the game. And I remember when this game dropped on PC, I was like pretty excited for it. I'm pretty sure I bought this game day one on PC. You know, it was a budget release, a delayed release on PC, but I had a good time with it. And for $4.80, definitely a decent pickup there. Middle-earth Shadow of War Definitive Edition, 92% off for $4.68. RIP Monolith, I always like to get that in. You know, and now, hear these rumblings that Warner Brothers Montreal is working on a live service game. What are we doing here, Warner Brothers? What are we doing? Have we not learned here? Have we not learned? But nonetheless, Middle-earth Shadow of War was a really good open-world action RPG, and an open world that was far more digestible to me. You know, these open world worlds these days, some stuff like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I just think are nonsense. I prefer the Shadow of War. You know, an open world with a good bit of content, but there's a level of scale to it in the sense that you can get through everything and then you can move on with your life. The Definitive Edition does have the DLC. It's quite a good action RPG. Combat is super satisfying. I think that's a great pickup at that price. Dot Hack GU Last Recode, 91% off for $4.50. If you thought you were getting through a video from this channel without some JRPG love, you were kidding yourself. And I mean, we already mentioned Digimon, but nonetheless, Dot Hack GU, you get all three of the games that were originally released on the PS2, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. You also get a fourth smaller episode. I really enjoyed these games. I did a playthrough of Volume 1 just a couple of years ago. I mean, I played through these games several times, but I did another playthrough of Volume 1 a couple of years ago, and I gotta get back and get through Volume 2 and 3 again. But yeah, nonetheless, love these games. Soundtrack is awesome. Characters, there's a lot of characters. Not all of them get all of the attention, and sometimes that leads to some pacing issues where randomly a character that didn't get a lot of attention is like, oh, remember this character? They're now important for a little bit, and then you move on, but it's just like, okay. But the main character, Haseo, is one of the best developed main characters in a JRPG. Really did enjoy it, and the overall story is quite good. For $4.50, definitely recommend that. Tales of Zestiria, $4.50 on this. Look, it is the weakest Tales of game in my opinion. It's still a pretty decent time. I just thought the characters were super unlikable in this game, but, you know, the Tales of games are still pretty good times, all things considered, and, you know, from a gameplay standpoint, I thought it was decent. Visuals are fine for a Tales of game, and for $4.50, not a bad pickup. This is another game. Bought it the day it came out. I remember, you know, it's kind of crazy looking at games that are 10, 12 years old and being like, hey, I remember when that game came out, and I bought it day one on PC. Because these are the, like, Tales of Zestria was one of those games that was very early on in JRPGs coming more so to PC, and it's kind of crazy that we're, like, north of a decade removed from the Zestrias, the Castlevania Lords of Shadows, in the sense of it's a Japanese game, a decade old. Valkyria Chronicles, a decade removed from those games coming out. But yeah, back to Zestria. Not an amazing game, but still a fun time, all things considered. Zone of the Enders, the second runner, $4.80. You guys know me. I love me my mecha action combat, and Zone of the Enders, the second runner, is a good time. An upgraded release of Zone of the Enders 2. Over-the-top action mayhem, done by Hideo Kojima. I think a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, and I don't think Zone of the Enders 3 will never happen, but you know, at the very least, we got two games, and the second runner is a pretty good one here, for sure. Next up, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, 91% off for $3.60. Done by Mimimi Games, a studio that also put out Desperados 3 and Shadow Game with the Cursed Crew. A tactics game set in Edo, Japan. I love that setting, so it's gonna, you know, draw me in right away. Not crazy about tactics games, but this is definitely a well-done one, and if you like the setting, you'll probably have a pretty good time with it, or you want to get more so into the tactics game genre, this is a pretty damn good one. For $3.60, definitely think this is a good pickup, so definitely check that out. Batman Arkham Origins, $3.12, done by the aforementioned WB Montreal, who are apparently now doing a live service game, which is unfortunate, but Batman Arkham Origins, not at the level of the Arkham trilogy in my opinion, but still a pretty damn good time, all things considered. A prequel story, and overall a pretty good story. The gameplay is enjoyable. It'll be a little bit dated given that it's 12 years old at this point. I think it came out in 2013, 2012, actually. No, 2013. So yeah, it'll be a little bit dated, but still an enjoyable game. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. It wouldn't be a video from this channel if I didn't get my, you know, talking about Lara Croft and the new Lara Croft ROTR is awesome. Y'all already know how I feel about this game. It's outstanding. An amazing action-adventure game, and in my opinion, the best game of the entire Tomb Raider franchise, but I more so am a fan of the reboot trilogy and loved Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think it's an outstanding game and one that I want to do another playthrough of, but how about the next Tomb Raider game gets officially revealed, and then I'll do another playthrough of all 3 of the games. That sounds like a plan to me. But that'll do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $5. Links to all of these in the description box below. If you do pick any of them up, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.